What's up, everyone, and welcome into another episode of Wizards Latest. I'm your host and DC sports fan, Ben Robertson, and on this page, we break down all the biggest headlines surrounding the Washington Wizards. So make sure you like and subscribe down below. Drop your comments with any thoughts you might have on the video or anything you want to hear me talk about in the future. As always, guys, appreciate all of the support here on the page. Hope we can get to maybe 600 subscribers here this week. Again, thank you for all of the support and tuning in every single day. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about that Team France roster. They're down to 12 men for the Eurobasket 2025 tournament. Bilal Coulibaly, Alex Sarr officially headed to that Eurobasket tournament. We'll chat about if Alex Sarr can get back on track a little bit in European competition. He had a really nice start to the exhibition matchup. The exhibition schedule for France has struggled a little bit as of late. Then we'll break down a couple of articles, one from SI chatting about Corey Kispert, and one from ESPN. They laid out a bunch of numbers, really numbers for every single team that they think are going to define this upcoming NBA season. Again, guys, appreciate all the support here on the page, and thank you for tuning in to Wizards Latest. Like I said, today I want to talk about Bilal Coulibaly, Alex Sarr just a little bit. They are officially on that final Team France roster, the 12-men squad for the Eurobasket 2025 tournament. The first game for that French team, August 28th against Belgium. France has really mixed and matched throughout here their friendly exhibition schedule leading up to the Eurobasket tourney. They just had a couple of matchups with Spain here over the weekend, August 14th and August 16th. Those games were, of course, this video dropping here Monday, August 18th. But let's chat Bilal Coulibaly. He's really been solid throughout the preparation action for France. His lone, maybe struggling performance was the first matchup against Spain, where he didn't finish with any points, as a matter of fact, and only finished with one field goal attempt for the game. Did, as he does usually, contribute in other ways, even though the scoring wasn't maybe going, and then bounce back in the second matchup with Spain over this past weekend. Had a team high 13 points in that game, was knocking down his catch and shoot 3-point attempts, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc in that second matchup with Spain here over the weekend. Again, really excited about Bilal Coulibaly getting this really nice opportunity here with France over the summer. We always see, players training and working out in the offseason. I would prefer to see you in live game action at the international level, maybe the highest level of European international play, as opposed to, those open gym runs or just workout videos of you knocking down shots by yourself in the gym. Anytime these guys can get on the court. I know it's not always a possibility. Every summer, this opportunity doesn't present itself, but these guys getting on the court in serious live competition, I think, is huge and something I love to see over the off season. I think we've learned a lot about what Bilal Coulibaly, or maybe France's expectations are for Bilal Coulibaly here in this summer's Eurobasket tournament, and maybe even moving forward with that international program. Again, I just love that they're getting, that live competition here in the off season. Let's shift gears to Alex Sarr, of course, staying on the French squad, or the subject of it. Sarr hasn't been as effective in these last few exhibition matchups for France. He had 19 points against Montenegro in game one of their friendly schedule, but only 6 points on 3 of 9 shooting in game two. And then the last two games against Spain, he's been limited to just one field goal make for both of those matchups. I think he earned himself probably a little bit more time and a few more minutes maybe in the rotation with that really nice performance in game one against Montenegro. Now it's time to see if he can maybe put things back together and get back on track as they enter and progress into actual tournament play. Really just curious again, like I am with Bilal Koulibaly, to see what he can do there. And then for Sarr, it's going to be more of maybe a supplemental bench role. See if maybe he can make the most of those minutes, like we've seen maybe a Tristan Vukcevic do for Team Serbia, take advantage of his time in this friendly exhibition style competition leading up to the tournament. Next gear I want to change to, or next topic I want to discuss, back here stateside, Corey Kispert is really going to be my next talking point. If you asked me at the beginning of the offseason whether I thought Corey Kispert would still be around at this point, I'm not sure I would have said yes. It seems like I've said this on the page before. He is just always somebody that's name is maybe just even if there's not hard and fast rumors about him, there's always just seems to be talks or just discussion, even if it's just from the fan base, swirling maybe trade ideas with Corey Kispert. That's how I should put it. Bryson Akins of SI at Bryson Akins NBA on Twitter. I hope I'm announcing or pronouncing that last name correctly. He writes that the path, also shout out, go give him a follow. I've connected with him a couple times, does really good work. But he writes that the path for Kispert this year is really boosting his trade value off the bench early in the year before the trade deadline comes, and then Washington can maybe flip him at that time. Of course, Kispert all but surely coming off the bench this year with the way the rotation is going to look. He didn't start at all last season, but if he can prove to be consistent in that role, he can definitely help boost his value here before the trade line as the season comes around and progresses. The issue with Kispert as a player is that he's not a 3 and D guy. He's really just 3. And in the modern NBA, if you're going to be that, you need to be an elite knockdown three-point shooter, three-point specialist. And last year, he just wasn't that. He was 36% from three-point land on about 5.5 attempts per game. Solid numbers, but when you're not really very effective defensively, that one half of the court is probably not giving enough to your team, averaging at about 11.5 points per game for the year. His most efficient season was year 2 in the league when he shot 49% from the floor, 42% from beyond the arc. If he can get back to being that lights out shooter, I do think that he could, like I said, maybe boost his role or his value back up in, be in a contributing role for maybe a contending team. He has a very workable and movable contract. Last thing today, and I want to shift gears now to an ESPN article I saw. They listed some notable numbers or notable stats for each team this next NBA season. These included how many games certain stars will play, turnover rates, average age on rosters. For Washington, the number listed was 64. This is the number of losses the team suffered last year. Of course, coming off their worst 2 seasons record wise in franchise history over the last 2 campaigns. And this ESPN article, at least, expecting more of the same really in year 3 of this rebuild. I've been saying for a long time, really on record here over this offseason, a long time in the offseason, I should say. I really think the team is a little bit more talented than it was last year. And I do think that win total I've been seeing is a little bit low. I think it's going to be more around 20 games, 20 wins, I should say, maybe even a few more for the season. It was pointed out to me in the comment section. And again, I say all the time, I understand the top 8 situation with the draft pick next year. It was pointed out to me in the comment section by the team leading the league or tied for the league in back-to-back games. It does provide an opportunity for a lot of nights of resting players, and you might not see the full lineup on the court. And for those reasons, maybe some manipulation from the front office, from the coaching staff, could maybe keep that just kind of in a manufactured way, keep the win total down just a little bit. But still, 64 losses to me, again, does seem really, really high. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Try to interact with you guys just a little bit down there. Really do try to use those ideas for future video segment. Remember, make sure to stay tuned for 10th Man Tuesday tomorrow. That's straight from that comment section. Appreciate all the support here on the page, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Again, don't forget to drop your comments, turn on post notifications. Hope we can get to maybe 600 subscribers here this week. And thanks for watching another episode of Wizards Latest.